just I start recording this, Marvel's decided it's a good time to try and rip up a cardboard box. So typical. So today I am on a roll because this is my third video this week. So definitely more impressive than the other weeks where I was lucky to do 3. But I actually made a schedule and now I'm on top of it. At least for this week. We'll see how long it lasts for. This build, as you can probably see by the title, is an 8-sim apartment. And I really like how this turned out, except the wall height. But I can't do anything about that one. I don't know what the point is in the tall walls and the medium walls, but definitely the tall ones, because there is absolutely no doors you can use. And then all the little doors look ridiculous. So I just don't get the point. Like, what was the point in adding wall height and then adding barely any doors? Either way. Yeah, I would rather it not be this tall. But as I said, I can't really do very much about that. So this is in Medina Studios, as the title says. And I made it for my save that I'm making. And the plan is to put a 8/9 sim household in here. 9 because I play with MC Command Center. 8 because obviously, well, that's the game cap. So I was thinking that I was going to have 2 toddlers. I haven't decided the genders of which yet. And I've got quite like a neutral coloured bedroom. So it's green and yellow. What else have I got? Who else have I got? A teen and her boyfriend, who I'm going to have to come up with a backstory for as to why he's living there. I was thinking maybe he's come from a rough family and he started following the same footsteps, but then she kind of got him out of it and was like, now he's living with them because he needed to get out of it. Who else? Teenage boy. I wasn't sure if the teenage boy and the teenage girl were going to be twins or not. Who else? Who was the other one? Oh yeah, a child. A little boy. And the mum. And I was thinking that maybe the dad was in the military and passed away. Or maybe is away, in Strangerville doing service. I haven't quite decided on that one yet. But I think with the mum and all the other people, I think it adds up to, it's either 7 or 8. And then I was like, okay, I also would quite like an animal here. I was originally thinking a cat, but I actually decided on a small dog. But I really need to start adding cats into this world because my dog person thing is showing through, because so far everyone I've made has a dog or no animal. No one has a cat. Actually, that's a lie. I have a witch that I made, and I forgot that I made her until I made another witch that I've made into, that I'm going to do a cast video on, I think. And then I was like, oh, I should make a witch house, which I should. And then I remembered I actually have started one, and I started a witch already. So I guess I've kind of done that already. I really like her. I can't remember her first name, but her last name's Beckett. I'm pretty sure it's Beckett. And she's got long ginger hair. It's all the way down to here. I kind of imagined her as a modern witch, an actual witch, as in the magical kind, but also the modern one kind who has crystals and geodes and tarot cards and stuff. Speaking of tarot cards, I read my tarot the other day and it was very enlightening, but I'm still not doing anything about it because I was reading up about them. So I have 2 sets that I got ages ago, and I mainly for the aesthetics, honestly, because I thought they were really nice and I was just kind of drawn to them, and I didn't really know how to use them before. It always seemed a bit because I'm quite skeptical. I kind of believe, but I'm also quite skeptical. I don't know, I'm basically in between. I don't really believe, but I kind of want to believe stuff, I think is where I kind of stand. Anyway, so I bought them and I was like, I don't really see how these would be able to tell your future. And then I was looking into them more the other day, last week. And it basically, I found out that they're not really meant to do that. I mean, some people use them in that way, but it's not what they're meant to be for. They're meant to be for you kind of self-reflecting. And so I asked a question to do with like art, and the cards that I got mostly made quite a lot of sense. And so I don't know, it did really make me reflect on myself. However, I need to actually take some action on that. So I have actually been doing some art today though. Like I started trying to do digital drawing. I'm trying to figure out, I'm not very good with colour theory, and I'm trying to get how to do colour theory basically, because it's not really something that was ever taught to me, and it's really hard to try and figure out on your own. But I'm trying. I might have to ask one of my tutors at uni. Hopefully one of them will be able to help me out, but probably not, because they don't really offer that much guidance, and they like my paintings really flat, and I do not, so it's a good situation. I did brown bathroom. I don't know why. I don't particularly like this colour. Also, I ended up changing all these to tiles, but I don't think you see it on the thing. You know what I mean? On me recording it, because I went in and did it when I was making it so I could upload the apartment to the gallery. Anyway, I'm not sure why I made it brown, because usually I'm not that keen on brown, but I actually quite liked it, and I thought it kind of suited like a mumsy kind of feel. I think, yeah, I was thinking that they live in an apartment, like they used to live in a house, so they live in quite like a nice apartment, but they had to kind of downsize a bit because it was getting too expensive, because the mum surprisingly, by accident, I don't know, one of them had 2 toddlers and can't work anymore, and obviously with the dad away. And I was thinking that like the daughter is like really helpful around the house, and she really helps out with all the kids and stuff, and that's why her mum's so okay with the boyfriend staying and living there, because also he's really good with the children. And I don't know, that's the backstory I kind of came up with for them. Obviously, if you wanted to play in this, you can do whatever you like with it. I kind of gave them all their own kind of little hobbies. This room, I haven't made the family yet, I've just kind of got an idea in my head. So this son is like a gamer YouTuber basically, I think. Also, who thought, let's make the tripod that big? Why? Honest to God, why did you do that? Anyway, yeah, so he's like really into gaming. I was thinking he's like quite good at computing, probably going to that field. Then I was thinking this one is quite into sport. I didn't give him a laptop because he's not like very not intellectual, but not very like academic. He's more into sport, and he does like a little bit of gaming, but he's mainly just into sport. I can't remember. I gave him like Void Critters because I think I kind of imagined him as quite competitive, and that's the thing. Like he's not. It might not be the sport itself, but more the fact that he's quite competitive and he likes to compete in things. I think I made the girl like musical. I think I gave her a guitar. So I was thinking possibly the twins could be a boy and a girl, like the young ones. But then I don't know if that, I don't know, because I haven't decided if the older ones are twins yet or not. So, and then I was thinking maybe like the boyfriends, maybe his dad was like in a gang and he started to follow in his footsteps and kind of got a bit caught up in it. And then, I don't know, not that she like saved him, because I don't really like that whole, oh, men need to be saved by women and women must, that always happens in like young adult books. That's a rant I have, just like tropes in young adult books. But yeah, no, I was just kind of thinking that maybe she kind of led him kind of to a better path. I don't know, that was the idea I had, and I think that's probably what I'm going to end up going for. The mum, I just kind of imagine the mum as like a proper mumsy mum, like comes home and she makes like cookies for them when they are coming back from school and takes them out to like the fair. And so that's one of the things, like the advantages of them now living in the city, is that they actually get to go to all the like activities, like all the events. I don't remember what they're called right now, but you know, like the Love Festival and the like Humour and Hijinks is that one, and flea market especially. Yeah, so And I like the idea that she's quite close to the daughter and like is really warming up to the boyfriend because he's quite helpful. And I thought it'd be nice. I quite like the idea that he didn't really have like a mother figure and then moved in with them. She's kind of taken over that role as his mother figure, and in return, not because he feels he's obligated to, but because he wants to, he like helps out and stuff, and also looks after the daughter. I think she appreciates that because like obviously she recognizes the daughter probably has more stress than she should have for her age. So yeah, I've got lots of ideas in my head for how I want them to be, but I need to actually make them, so that's probably what I'm going to do soon. Today I have filmed 3 videos, I think. I've filmed a cast, I've filmed another build, and I filmed something. I can't remember what, if I'm 100% honest with you. I filmed this one yesterday, so, but I've only just done the voiceover now. I think I filmed 2 or 3 videos yesterday. I'm probably going to play Minecraft after this. I need to install it. I realised on my Steam account I've got loads of games I would love to play on this channel. So I don't know how I'm going to fit them all in. Hopefully I can find a way. Because I've got City Skylines, Papers, Please, Stardew Valley, which I've like completed before. I presume there's more for me to do. But I'd quite like to play it again. And what's the other game that I have? Did I say City Skyline? 2 Point Hostel, which we've been playing, and Graveyard Keeper, which is also like the same kind of aesthetic as Stardew Valley, and I've seen people comparing it to Stardew Valley, but I don't know if it actually is that similar. Hopefully it is. I think I've also got Virtual Villagers, but that's not very interesting to watch, and honestly I kind of regret buying it again because, you know, there's not really a whole lot to do, and I just can't find all, I don't know, because it's like if you leave it then you have to like, what am I thinking, if you leave it sorry, I'm so tired. Yeah, well it works in like real time, and so it's just a bit annoying. It's kind of like a, you know, those iPhone games that are annoying because they're all like microtransactions and everything's in real time and you have to wait literally 12 hours for something to build, and it's a nightmare because we're all impatient. I mean, it is true. I guess that's how they make their money though, because like my attention span is pretty poor on certain stuff, and games like that, it definitely is. And so unless I really, really, really enjoyed them, there would be no chance of me actually paying money for them just to speed it up. It wouldn't. The thing is, whenever I spent money on games as well and microtransactions, it's never been like, oh, I need to speed this up. It's been more like, oh, I want this character or something, like in The Simpsons Tapped Out. But even then, I don't think I ever bought anything unless there was a deal, because otherwise it was a rip-off. Well, I mean, it's a rip-off anyway, but, you know, it's a lot of a rip-off when there's not a deal. I really like how this apartment turned out, especially, I can't remember if I changed the wallpaper in here, because I don't know, I can't remember if in the end I make it look less weird or if I just change it altogether. Anyway, I really like this apartment. I particularly like this bit. I added like some shelves and tried to make it, I don't know, more look quite lived in. I think this apartment might be one of my favourite, not apartment, this living room might be one of my favourite things that I've done. I put loads of shelves and like cluttered them all up and everything, which was really fun. Fiddly though. It's really annoying how stuff snaps, even though you've like put it to a certain height. It's like, no, I don't want it there. Anyway, so yeah, I do like how this turned out a lot. These are me trying to place about 90 shelves here, and then I end up having to move them around anyway because I put those hanging plants from Movie Hangout, which I love, but I always forget they're there and I never use them. Anyway, so I put those in, and then I was like, oh, it's cutting in. Okay, let me move the shelves again. Oh, what a nightmare. So yeah, move the shelves slightly again. And I think I stuck with those sofas. I quite like those ones. I just really like most of the stuff that came with Jungle Adventure. I think it might actually be my favourite pack for furniture. I just think it had so many nice build items. Also, it's really weird how much I'm enjoying decorating and like building in general at the moment, because I used to not like building at all really, but I think the more I've done it and I've got slightly better at it, the less I dislike it now. It's definitely still hard, but it's not as hard as it was before. And it definitely still takes me hours and hours and hours, and I don't think I've hastened, quickened. I'm not sure what the word would be. I'm not sure I've got any quicker, but it's less, it doesn't feel as time consuming. Like, I spent, I think, 4.5 hours on this one, maybe. I mean, it was actually longer than that because I kept getting up and doing other stuff. And also, I keep finding wasps in my room. So yesterday I found one. Then I found a dead one on the floor that was a different one because I'd got the other one out. And then tonight there was another one. And I don't know where it's gone. So I'm hoping it doesn't like reappear while I'm voice recording this, because I don't want to have to interrupt it to jump up and scream. I don't even think it's a wasp. I think they're honeybees. I think it's honeybees. I'm not sure if honeybees. Not bumblebees. Some type of bee. But I don't know. I don't know where they're coming from, and it's kind of really stressing me out. I've got a vent in my room, and I heard some buzzing, and I don't know if it's the one that was in here, or if they're living in the vent and that's where they're coming from. I'm just hoping they're coming through the window, and like they're just kind of being behind the blinds and then coming out when I've got the like after I've shut the window. But I'm skeptical. I'm very much living in fear that they are about to all fly out of my vent and sting me. Even though I like bees, but I don't like bees in my bedroom. It's not what I signed up for. Oh yeah, I put in Machino photo frames because I love them. I haven't got to use them yet, but I have taken some photos with my family that I always play with. I might even make a video where I show my current household, because I always play with that family, and I think it might be interesting to show them because they've just got like a quite decent sized family tree. But I really need to move them into a new world, I think, because it's getting to this point where half of them are dating each other because they're too far removed, and it's weird. And also, I think half the town is populated now by my family tree, and so it's kind of making it a little bit difficult to progress. And it's also annoying because the Sims that are generating into my game are really strange. Like pre-made townies, not pre-made townies. Game generated townies are always so weird looking and always wearing the weirdest clothes. And I think that's the bit that bugs me the most, is that I can't be bothered to go around and change everyone's outfits when they're walking around looking like it's summer but it's actually winter, or when they're all wearing weird hats with sunglasses and weird jewelry and colours that don't match and accessory. I can't handle it. So I have been like populating it from the gallery with MC Command Center, but then the other problem I've got with that is it's now populating it with my family that I have saves of, and I'm like, but I don't want clones of these people. Like I had my first generation Sims put into the world basically, and I was like, oh god. And I only realised because one of my Sims, Abby, is in the acting career. I can't speak today. Acting career, and she had her makeup done by one of them. I was like, Mackenzie? Oh, okay. So yeah, that was annoying. And then she had her makeup done by another Sim that I think I might put into this world. Because I made these like 4 Sims. I was like, I'm going to write a Sim story. And then I never did it because I didn't have anything to say. I couldn't be bothered to stage pictures because I don't really find it that fun. I think I used to find it fun in Sims 2. I don't find it fun in Sims 4. Anyway, so I was going to do that. And then I just didn't. But I really liked 2 of the Sims that came out of it. So I think it was them anyway. Actually, maybe it was just their own. No, I think they might have actually just been their own Sims. Either way, I really like 2 of the Sims that are going to be in the save file because I don't know. I just thought they're like a quite not young couple, but they're like in their 20s, and I think I was gonna like make it so when you go into the game she's pregnant, and yeah, Because one of my favourite parts of Sims 2 was the broke family and how you'd go into the lot and it'd be like, oh, she's pregnant. Scandalous. And also I was also thinking of remaking the broke family and the Pleasance. I feel like I've spoken about this already because I feel like I'm having deja vu with it. Yeah, this half of this footage I think is me just adding clutter into this living room. Also, I don't know why I click on some of this stuff. I'm like, well, obviously you're not going to put the Sulani bar in, are you, Billy? No, you're not going to do that. So why did you bother clicking on it like it was a possibility? So, I don't know, apparently. Also, that glitch is what you get with custom content, and I've got it with about 2 or 3 different objects that I've picked up on The Sims. There might be more. I don't know, is anyone else having that? Because of like, what's wrong with it? I know it's something to do with transparency, I think. And I know I've had it with custom content before where it's not been updated to when the game's been updated, and then I've just removed it. But obviously, I can't remove stuff that's been like made by Maxis / EA / whatever company they're called now. The people who make The Sims 4. I can't do anything about that stuff, so I don't really know what to do about it because it's bugging me. I also don't really understand why when I save stuff to the gallery, even if it has no custom content in it, it says it has custom content in it. And I don't know if it's because of MC Command Center. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but I have to like save it to the gallery, turn my mods off, turn the game back on, then save it to the gallery again so that it doesn't think it's got custom content in it. And I originally think it was because I had these plants in my game that used to make like the description of all my gallery stuff, like hydrophobic plant lavender TS4 conversion or something like that. I just remember the hydrophobic bit because I was like, what? A plant scared of water? And it was like a conversion, I think TS2 to TS4 possibly. But yeah, I used to have those in there and they used to cause, well, that's what I thought was causing a problem. But I don't have them anymore, so I don't know what's causing it. MC Command Center? Then I feel like someone would have mentioned that before. Like I watched quite a lot of Sims videos. I feel like someone might have spoken about it, unless I've just missed it. I don't know. It's annoying though. Well, I mean, it's only a minor inconvenience. Could be way worse, but it is a bit annoying. Oh yeah, I kind of stuck to the orange and blue colour scheme of the cushions on those couches, on the sofas, love seats. Sofas they are, aren't they? Love seats are 2-seat ones. I like I just like the dogs going up on the sofa, but I think it's like, oh, large dogs can't go onto a love seat, and I'm like, in real life, you watch that dog. Because like I've got a golden retriever, our family dog is a golden retriever, and he will get on anything. He is pretty big. He's a pretty big dog. And he's quite overweight. And he's a little bit old now. And he struggles to get up. But he will get up on the couch when he decides he wants to. Or if my mum calls him up. And he doesn't care who he sits on. So she called him up the other night to sit on the couch. And there was plenty of room. And he sat on a leg. He just sat there. Because he does not know how big he is. My favourite thing about him is that he doesn't realise how big his tail is. And he just walks past tables and just shh. That looked dodgy, but yeah, it just like knocks all over, knocks drinks everywhere. He's pretty good though. He's a good boy. He's a really good boy. And you can leave food and generally he won't eat it. Unless you leave it on the floor. If you leave it on the floor, that's his territory and it's fair game. But everything else, you can like leave food on the side or like on the counter and he'll never try and jump up and get it. Which is very different from like one of my friend's dogs, who I remember being with her when we were like cooking in the kitchen where she was cooking, and they were trying to get up on the counter to eat the food. But Storm's never even tried that, so he will, however, if you sit there in the garden or something, you've got an ice lolly just like floating around. It's not staying there for long because he absolutely loves ice lollies. Don't know why, just adores them. Probably shouldn't be eating them because most of the time they have milk in them. Probably shouldn't be eating them anyway It's probably got too much sugar in them. At least I don't eat the milk ones now, though, so... Well, I say at least. That just means he begs for mine now. He also knows who to beg from, which makes me laugh, because he knows who is most likely to get food from. So, like, if we all have food, he'll go to my mum first, and then he'll probably go to me, then he'd go to, like, my stepdad, and then he'll go to my boyfriend, because my boyfriend is probably the least likely to give him food, because my boyfriend would rather eat it himself. Also thinks that we should probably put him on a bit of a diet, which, I mean, it might help his hips a little bit, because that's apparently a aggravating factor in hip problems that apparently all golden retrievers, well, almost all golden retrievers end up with. But apparently the extra weight, like, adds strain. But it's also quite hard to diet a dog that doesn't like to walk. I mean, he loves walking, but he likes to walk at a really slow pace now, unless you take another dog with him. So, I don't have another dog, and we don't really have another dog we can just go borrow to be like, oh yeah, can we borrow your dog to make our dog walk a bit quicker? So, it's just not gonna happen. He's not that bad anyway. He's a cute boy. I don't think he's that bad. He's always been a big boy. It doesn't matter. He's cute, and I don't think his hips are that bad. I think he might just be a bit lazy now, because he is 8 years old. He just kind of plods along, and then, as I said, he can be active when he wants to be. Like when my cousin brought his dog round, and he was running after him. So I think he kind of puts it on. He's also terrified of everything. So, so I watched this video about this. Because my boyfriend tagged me in it. It was about this golden retriever that I think had been being fed like working dog food but never walked. So he was like severely overweight, and to the point where he couldn't walk, I think, more than about 5 minutes. And the woman dedicated it to like her time to trying to get him to lose weight so he could be with like a happy dog with her dogs, because she said she used to feel bad for him when they'd go for walks because he'd just kind of stop while the other dogs would be running off. And anyway, so she took him swimming, but there's absolutely no way my dog would go swimming. He hates the water. He likes like kind of running up to the sea, looking at the sea, kind of getting about 2 paws in, and then running very far away from it. Hates the hose. You cannot give him water with a hose. He's absolutely terrified of it. If you get out to water the flowers, he's inside. We used to have a baby gate, and when he was a baby, like a puppy, it kind of fell on him. Not hard, it just literally just like fell. And he was terrified of that. We used to have a cupcake stand on the microwave, and it fell on him one day. Not a heavy one, just like a little metal one. Fell on him one day. Absolutely terrified of that after it. So, I'm not sure why he's terrified of the hose. I just don't think he's ever liked the hose. I'm not sure he's very into water. Doesn't like the bath. Just doesn't like any kind of water. And he's scared of pretty much everything. Terrified of storms. And I'd named him, so I picked a terrible name. And he's scared of fireworks, but I'm pretty sure most dogs are scared of fireworks. And I don't really like fireworks, so I'm going to try and stop going to them, because I think they're overrated. And I think they're a bit of a waste of time. Anyway, I should probably wrap up now. So I'll see you in the next video, which should be tomorrow. Goodbye.